Good evening. There's a man in a hospital bed right now who has one of the year's more remarkable stories to tell. How he plummeted 30 metres from an escalator at the MCG at the cricket, head first into concrete, breaking nearly every bone in his body. The whole thing witnessed by dozens of horrified spectators. Understandably, he's been in a coma most of the time since. Talking today to Claire Brady.
Now, Mark, you could easily be called the Miracle Man.
Yeah, I could.
Once an average cricket fan, now an incredible survivor. Mark Horrocks, all the proof you need that miracles do happen.
Can't remember anything.
I think it's a parent's worst nightmare. It's a nightmare. You know, we didn't know whether he would survive. We didn't know if he did survive, what he would be able to do, whether he would ever walk again or talk again.
He'd flown from New Zealand to cheer on Australia against India.
Can he hit the stumps? He can! That is brilliant!
Just one face in a packed MCG crowd of 84,000.
It's gone! They're all out!
He was also the one fan that didn't get to go home.
We can't believe it. It's as simple as that, you know. It's a miracle that he's here.
Mark was leaving the MCG using one of its escalators on the third floor. It didn't have any guardrails. Somehow he toppled over the side, plunging 30 metres, landing like a cat on cement, snapping both arms, shattering his face, breaking countless bones in his body. The MCG was locked up today, so to understand just how lucky he was, let's head north. To get a clear perspective of how far Mark fell, I'm on the 9th floor of a city building 30 metres above the ground. We will never know how he survived a potential death plunge like this. That night, Mark Horrocks should have died. The wrists, both wrists?
Yeah, 2 wrists underneath there.
And how long was the surgery on both of these?
4 hours.
On each?
Yeah, on each.
All up, he's endured 26 hours on the operating table to rebuild his body. Each minute counted by his mum and dad.
Apparently there were grade 3 fractures in Mark's face, quite the worst grade 3 fractures that you could have.
Basically all around my eye, from there round to there, was completely broken.
Is that now metal in there, or what have you got in?
Yeah, no, it's metal.
The fractures of the cheekbone were such that, you know, they weren't connected, so parts of them were just floating. So all those have now been sort of pinned together and...
And your teeth? How many?
Oh, my teeth are a nightmare.
It was all a nightmare, but there was also luck in the shape of this man. St John ambulance officer, a volunteer, Kevin Wanstall, in the right place at the right time.
How are you? Pleased to meet you.
You too. You're looking better than when I saw you last.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I owe you a lot, thank you.
My reaction was, yeah, you know, like somebody's just fallen off and going to be whinging about a broken leg or something. And I looked over the wall and I could see you had horrific head injuries. The obvious things I could see were he's broken are both open fractured, both.
They were broken that badly, you could see that?
They're broken back badly and the bones were protruding.
When Kevin's not volunteering for St John, he teaches auto mechanics. How do you think this smash wreck's come together? As far as a panel beating job?
I think as a panel beating job has come together very, very well. You're back on the road with a roadworthy certificate very quickly.
And luck kept coming. An intensive care paramedic, Paul Smith, with Melbourne's Metropolitan Ambulance Service, rolled up his sleeves.
Mark was in the back of the ambulance and Mark was deeply unconscious. His airway was very unstable with lots of blood and lots of facial broken bones.
You thought he would have died?
Mark was a very challenging case, and from the way he was initially, it was probably unlikely that he'd be sitting here today.
Pretty good bookends.
Yeah, very good bookends.
Full recovery will take time. Soon he'll head home, but he'll be back for the cricket. His mum has other plans.
And I think not long afterwards I said, you're going to run a half marathon when you get back to Auckland, aren't you?
She's a pushy mum.
Yeah. And he said, yes, I am. I said, and we're going to raise lots of money, aren't we, for the hospitals here in Melbourne? He said, yes. And he will do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, not quite yet, but he will do it. Yeah.
They're baby steps, Mum.
Yes, absolutely.
One lucky boy. And when Mark's back on his feet, he's determined to take on a new job selling orthopaedics. Claire Brady reporting.